So in this network, there's a lot of power. You guys probably have a sense of that. There's a lot of power. Power comes up in different ways for different people. And the important thing to know is that, for me, the important thing to know is that my journey with power has been, first of all, avoidance, and then objectification, talking about how bad those people who have power are. Until one day I figured out, you know what, there's power in the world, and somebody's going to grab it, and it's up to us to take responsible action and become comfortable with power, become versed in it, become masters in power, handling, generating, managing, manifesting, and having power serve us in a vision of a new world, what the world can be. So in a sense, in one sense, that's what we're doing. That's what this network is. It's a network that power is available. There's a lot of power here. And the question becomes, how much can I embody? How much can I responsibly hold? We've seen the power here burn people out, totally fry them. We've seen power invite them to be their most magnificent self. So part of what we do behind the scenes, which may not always be obvious, is in managing power, becoming more comfortable with it, becoming more masterful in the deployment, and actually at some point generating power for others. Generating power, and that's what I want to just mention before we get to work. So when we're prospecting today or whenever, there's a way to be with someone that's very powerful but not cloying or aggressive. It's about a contained kind of power, not a convincing or getting them to do something power. See, our network, in my mind, works on the law of attraction, not the law of domination. And when I'm standing powerfully, I'm attracting people. And those are the people that I want in my business. I don't want somebody that I convince. Because if I've got to convince them, then I've got to drag them along, and they're either doing nothing or resisting, and that is entirely too much work. And it doesn't work. So why would I want to do that? And that was an early lesson I had to learn. Once I got that it's the law of attraction, then I had to cultivate power so that I could stand powerfully. And part of that standing powerfully is not being attached to them. Cutting those lines, cutting that mental trying to convince them or trying to get them to do something. So being committed but not attached. Being committed to them making a powerful choice for themselves, but not being attached to what that choice is. And that can be a very, it's almost a very seductive thing for people in life. When I'm around somebody who has incredible power, I want to get closer to them. And if there's an invitation to do that, an opening, a responsible invitation to do that, I'm all about it. There's also, when I'm around people with a lot of power, I can feel intimidated because the way they're managing the power or the way I'm reacting to it. So what I've noticed is the most attractive, powerful people manage their power in such a way that they're responsibly inviting without overwhelming. So people, they feel approachable, they feel genuine, they feel safe. And if they invite me to do something, I feel like I can trust that. I don't even know what it is, but I can trust it. And I would suggest that that is the essence of prospecting, is to stand powerfully, to manage that power, to have an access, an opening, an invitation, but not overwhelming, not clinging, not cloying, not convincing, but just powerfully inviting from a position of self-contained but open power. So I don't know if that's a little too esoteric for Sunday morning for you, but I want you to, I'd like for you to experiment with that today as much as you can, to stand powerfully. And for me, my source of power is the knowledge that what we're doing is good. What we're doing is, it makes a difference. And that it, in my mind, in my world, it has to happen. It has to happen. I'm not going to settle for things like they were. I'm just not going to settle for it. That's what I'm all about. And if I'm not doing that, what would I be doing? This is the only game to do. There's no other game for me. So this is what I'm up to. And what I know is, I said yesterday in our presentation, we've manifested over $500 million of sales. Us, little old us, in our few years. And over 250,000 of that is going to people just like you. People like us. It's paid mortgages, it's puts kids through school, it's helped people retire their spouse, it's people take care of their aging parents. It's done it, people are eating better, making better choices. It's incredible. It's incredible. Now I take that as an affirmation. It hasn't been difficult. It's been hard but not difficult, because it's so easy, because it's in the flow. It's natural, it's just intuitive, it's just easy to do, because it's just what there is to do. So I invite you to look for yourself. What is your source of power? And it may be very tiny or very kind of disguised right now, and that's fine. Because there is some power that animates your body and your voice and your mind. There's a power there. And maybe part of it is the treasure hunt of finding what that is. What gets you excited? What gets you out of bed in the morning? Maybe your children, maybe your family, it may be your spiritual path, it may be a goal. I don't know what it is, but find that, and then start hooking into that today. Start speaking from that place. Speaking from the place of your love for your family, or your commitment to your goal, or just your commitment to making a difference for people. And then speaking from that, and again, a powerful but controlled and accessible way to people. And see how that works for you. And I'd love to hear what that's like.